Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is the game that keeps on giving. I haven't gotten around to, nor have I even looked at the Steam sale if there's like a significant discount for this one quite yet. So I'm looking for a new game to play in the very near future, because the one that I chose to play, oh my god, I despise it. It is so bad, and it really does help me categorize, or rather serves as a good contrast into why I think Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is such a tremendous game, but I don't want to dunk on this game too badly quite yet, mostly because I think I'm like a third of the way through, maybe about a halfway, but so far what I've played is everything that I hate in storytelling and in video games. But yes, Square Enix will make more turn-based games and recognizes the success of Clair Obscur Expedition 33. It's a game that, guys, everything that I see about this game, and I try to stay away from gameplay, try to stay away from story spoilers and all that stuff, but everything that both, Sandfall Entertainment has done, how good they are to the community, and the types of mechanics and inspirations that they champion, it's everything that I love about gaming. Now, I know a bunch of people take different things from video games, mostly because there's not one thing, okay? Like my love for gaming, okay, good storytelling, long-form storytelling that you cannot do in any other media as well as you can in gaming, that meshing of mechanics and world building, long-term storytelling. It's something unique to gaming, and when it hits different. And when you have passionate people like Sandfall Entertainment, those ex-Ubisoft devs, taking a risk and betting on themselves to go and make something as well-regarded, well-received, and overall superior to anything that has come out of Ubisoft in recent years, I love to champion their success, even if it's somebody who isn't like classically a gamer or something like that, because you got Charlie Cox, okay, you got Daredevil himself, you got Mr. Matt Murdock, who was really passionate about Daredevil Born Again, and shame how that ended up turning out, but he wasn't all that engaged, let's just say. He wasn't all that jazzed by working on a video game per se, but he has the right take on this, and I like him for this, okay?
Just very, very quickly, I don't mean to minimize it in any way, and it's so cool. Apparently the game is awesome. I'm not a gamer. I have no idea. I haven't played it.
And that's fine, man, okay? But yeah, the way that he set that up, okay, I don't want to take anything away from this, okay? He's like, it's totally fine, man. But yeah, just talking about, this is about, yeah, his voice role, because he's a main, as far as I know, like, I'm trying to stay away from anything because I really want to play this game. It's just my back catalog is fairly massive and I want to get around to this stuff. And boy, howdy, am I glad that I picked the one game that I played, but I'll get back to it here for a second. But yes, just him saying it was a voice acting role, and even though I'm not a traditional fan, I still gave it my all. But anyways.
My agent asked me if I wanted to go and do a voiceover. I was in the studio for 4 hours maybe. And people keep saying how amazing it is and congratulations, and I feel like a total fraud.
That's wild, man. Okay, because from what I hear, he's a main character, and he was only in the studio for like 4 hours, and he banged out what many people consider to be the best performance. Some people tell me it's the best of his career, and how many lines that he has, and he was just out there knocking it out the park like that. But holy crap. And then yeah, even to say it, I feel like a total fraud. I'm glad that he's honest about this, instead of trying to retroactively walk it back saying, oh yeah, I love the games. What's my favorite expedition? Oh, it's like all of them, okay? Not just the 33rd one, but I love all of them. Like a certain creator for Star Wars saying that, oh my god, like the franchise saved my life. It was my favorite Star Wars. All the Star Wars. Thanks, Roblox head. No, just Charlie saying, I'm not a gamer. It was a job that was offered to me by my agent, but I'm glad I did a good job. I'm glad you guys all like it. You tell me that it's great, but I don't know if I feel like a fraud.
But I'm so thrilled for the company. I'm so thrilled it did really well. That was it.
That's cool. Thank you.
Just FYI, ask someone else a question.
No, it's so nice and it's so authentic, and that's why people like practically everything surrounding Expedition 33. Like, it's wild, man, just the goodwill that this game has. And now, as the lead developer cited Final Fantasy as a big inspiration, and given the fact that it's a turn-based game, it's like, yeah, it totally makes sense, because they were, at least in the West, a genre-defining. And I know Dragon Quest has its big, and it's even bigger than Final Fantasy is in the West. Out in the East, That's just the way that the cookie crumbles in this case. But yeah, man, seeing this come full circle, spurning Square Enix on, because it's not like they haven't been making turn-based games. Like, they've done Bravely Default, Octopath Traveler, those Dragon Quest remakes, and some HD remakes and remasters of old classics. So yeah, they've been doing turn-based, but I feel like a proper franchise installment for one of their heavy hitters is like, yeah, man, like, we don't know. I don't even know if it's been announced. I know that it's heavily rumored that Final Fantasy 17 is somewhere in development, but do we know specifically? Nothing. Okay, but if it can take inspiration from Expedition 33, if we can get another proper take on the active time battle, a turn-based strategy, that would be great. Because, well, now it's time to rip off the Band-Aid. The game that I've been playing, God, what would this be? For the past week and change? So I started playing it last Friday, and by the time that you guys are listening to this, I'm hopefully going to have a bit more play into it. I'm playing, yeah, this one right here, Final Fantasy 16. Now, here's the thing. I haven't heard much about this game. I remember watching the announcement, okay, when it first came out. Ooh, it's going to be a mature Final Fantasy. They say fucking shit in this. And, oh, okay, cool. It's got, like this brother story. It's like, well, that's good. That's pretty cool. I like that idea, okay? And it's going back, and it's doing this whole, medieval aesthetic. We're doing the whole Evil East thing, and it's like, it was never really my favorite setting to begin with, but I could overlook that. But yeah, and then you started to see this other stuff, and, it ends up getting wild. It's like, okay, cool, you got these big old summon battles, and even at the time when it was first announced, it's like, oh, that'll be cool. Oh, it's going to be on the PS5. Yeah, then maybe I'll get around to it at some point in time. And yeah, when I picked up a PS5, I was more or less concerned with, yeah, can I just go ahead and get Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, because that is tremendous. And yeah, I'll probably get to Final Fantasy 16 at some later date. But then the PC port got announced. It's like, oh yeah, cool, I'll go ahead and pick that up. And there's a reason why that PC port never popped off. Mostly because, well, I'll talk about the technical aspects of that to begin with. That shit runs like ass, man. It's fucking trash. And I know I've got old hardware, but to just simply compare and contrast that with the way that Rebirth runs, like, it's night and day. Like, even if I just go ahead, like, the recommended settings, okay, that it gets when scanning my hardware is at high, it'll play the game at like 26, 27 FPS, which is just totally and completely unacceptable, especially for the type of game that they're presenting there. And even if I drop it all the way to low, I might get 40. It's fucking garbage, man. Absolutely garbage. And no, I'm not just talking about the characters, the stories, or the level design, because this is outside of 13. Like, I haven't finished it, and maybe things turn around because there has been 2 major events, and I really hope that this is the one that makes this worthwhile, because holy shit, is this fucking bad. But it's so wild. It's so wild, okay? Because after release of this game, I heard, oh my god, just the combat of this game is so fantastic. And I'm playing it, and it's fucking garbage. It is just a throwaway hack and slash with a couple of flashy moves. I hate the character design, okay? Because you got fucking a Fiverr artist who was told by somebody to make an anthropomorphic version of Shadow the Hedgehog. You got Edgy the Hedgy made into a person with the same type of personality. For the most part of this game, you have one defining character motive for Clive, and he gets sent on some wacky shit. And so far, the way that it's been characterized, why was he called Wyvern? Like, that has never even once been brought up. And it is an important plot beat that you can explain away a couple of different ways if you're so inclined. But given the fact that the plot, which is, I think now that they've established a couple of interesting threads that they have just laid in as I had wrapped up my most recent session, the plot is definitely the strongest point, but the central motivating factor, because for the main character, hero protagonist, man, it's a family drama, all things said and done. But yeah, he has a different moniker when you first meet him, which is probably thrust upon him. I can understand that. But he's supposed to be proud about his lineage, but now just recently he adopts another name. So does he really care about his heritage, or does he want to uphold another legacy? Because every time that he flaps his fucking gums, he continues to tell the world about his motivating factors and his character traits. It is some of the worst dialogue I've seen as well, because holy exposition, Batman. Just clunky conversations between these cardboard cutouts masquerading as characters. Like, the one there, I would say two interesting characters, but won't be hearing from them no more. It's like, ooh, every time that they'd have interaction or any time that they'd say something, it's like, ooh, I want to see more from them. But then, no, it's just, pan the camera right, like, hey, I'm here too, guys. Go back to playing as hero protagonist, man, and then just traipse through these boring ass areas where it's just, okay, cool, big open field, and then there's a room with a door, and you press X on the door, and then it opens up to this unnecessary empty room that goes to another unnecessary empty room. Then, oh, here's a couple of enemies. Rinse, repeat over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. It's some of the worst level design. And this could be a nitpick, of course. I hate the design of the icons. So the ones that I've seen so far fucking suck, okay? There have been different takes on Phoenix, Bahamut, Shiva, all of your staple summons, icons, eidolons, whatever the hell you've called them in the past. These ones universally suck dick. Fucking rotten looking Bahamut and gay club neon sign Phoenix fucking kill me. But oh my god, I'm missing so much because this shit is a fucking slog. But I am glad that I played it, so I have something to bounce off of when I get around to doing my Final Fantasy VII Rebirth video, because now I have an idea about how to structure this, because that game does everything right. Playing through 16 has raised the profile of Remake and Rebirth even more in my estimation, because at this point in time, like, Remake, I've always said is like an 8, okay? And I think that that's very fair, because side quests aren't great. No, I'm not just talking about 16, because they're fucking garbage. Absolute trash. The first couple that you do, literally walk to another end of a compound and pick up wood and bring it back. It's the shittest of the shit. And so far, I don't know how far I'm through the game. Like, I'm going to be checking. I'll very likely have a clearer picture of it. They haven't got better. Now it's just, oh yeah, go and hop onto that world map, press X here, go somewhere else, and pick up fucking coin purses in a fucking field. It is so bad. But I'm going to see it through. But back to Remake, like, the character work is so tremendous, okay? The dialogue is so sharp. But yes, those projects will be labeled by supposed quote-unquote trademark gamers who think that Stellar Blade should be 2 years running game of the year because Eve has nice tits. Fucking kill me. You're so pathetic. You think 16 is a good game? Remake is okay, and Rebirth is woke slop? Like, you should probably never play another Final Fantasy game in your life, because 16 fucking sucks. Its mechanics are ass, its world building is garbage, its character design, I understand that it's subjective, but bro, you've got, the edgiest protagonist ever. I never thought anybody would take that crown from Lightning, but Clive very much gets it. Okay, oh my god, he's been branded on his face with a tattoo. Oh, because guess what? That's what that class of people is called. And oh my god, like, just play. I swear to god, I'll move on. We'll go back to Clair Obscur. Okay, we'll go back to Expedition 33 in Final Fantasy in a minute, but I just want to focus in on 16. Just the dialogue, man. All of the proper nouns. I was getting 13 flashbacks. Okay, oh my god, we got dominance. We got faction A. We got faction F. We've got this family. Oh, your dad is so good, but your mom is a little bit sus, and for whatever reason, I don't know, she didn't want to achieve her ultimate goal, and instead she let the game happen because of one stupid like, it's just, oh my god, it's just contrivance after contrivance. But I don't know, man, maybe it really does turn around, maybe it does get better, but it is a folly of game design, writing, world building, and mechanics. Don't let anybody tell you that it's a fine hack and slash. Dude, it's press square the game. That's it. There were more mechanics in those old SNES Genesis beat-em-ups than in this trash. But anyways, not many saw the outrageous success of coming for Expedition 33. The game had potential, but it's likely exceeded all expectations in 2025, so much so that Square Enix investor is reportedly pushing for Square Enix to shift gears back to turn-based games, using Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest as examples. Yeah, but here's the thing, man. There's a reason that might take a while for me to come back and play Expedition 33, because I have a lot of fondness. I have a lot of fondness for the Final Fantasy games that I played, like the ones that I played growing up that, oh, maybe I'm too nostalgic for, or on the PlayStation days. But I hate the PlayStation console. I think that it's one of the most overrated ever, right up there with the N64. And then going back and, within the past 10 years or so, playing 6, 7, and 8, or I'm sorry, 7, 8, and 9. I've played 6 recently. well, even more recent than that, but definitely have my opinions, and no, it's not nostalgia on that one. And then, yeah, going back and filling in my knowledge with 6, which I never got around to for whatever reason, never rented it when I had an SNES or anything like that. But yeah, that is easily my probably my second favorite Final Fantasy game, and I didn't play that until like my mid-20s, so no nostalgia there for that one. That's just a classic game. But I want to go back and I want to play it like specifically 4, but maybe even some of those older ones. Like play through 1, 2, and maybe 3. Never hear anything great about 3. 4, yeah, that's the landmark one that people constantly point to, is like that one's the first one that is outstandingly good. And 5 I hear is pretty trash, but I'll get around to playing those. I definitely want to play those and know that they're shorter, more bite-sized adventures. But everything, like I hate 12 with a burning passion. It's still better than 16, mostly because just simply the story of Bosch, which really isn't, without giving too many spoilers for 16, that much different than the story that's being told there, but it's far more interesting, mostly because Bosch has a character. Just the shame about everything else. And like I think his name's Balthier, with furry bait Chewbacca, because he's got the Millennium Falcon. He's just far more flamboyant Han Solo, and his dynamic with his father. I like that stuff, and it's just a lot of it ends up being the basis for 16, which is probably a reason why I don't like that game. But I want to go back and I want to play Zodiac Age. Maybe it fixes some of those problems. Kind of doubt it. I never want to play 13 again in my life. I think that is unbridled trash. Playing through all 3 of those games, fuck, those sucked. And no, X2 is not redeeming at all whatsoever. It's not better than the first one. It's obviously, at least for me, in descending order of quality. 13 is garbage. 13.2 is more garbage. Lightning Returns is hot garbage. Fucking dress up simulator. And the MMOs I just disregard wholesale. 11 and 14 can just, hop off a bridge. That shit's Final Fantasy in name only. But then I do want to go back and play 15, because that's one that I've also only played once. Did not like it, but some of the character work was fine. I did actually like the mechanics, and I know that Royal Edition adds a lot of stuff to it. So yeah, I'm definitely willing to go back, and it was definitely a tie between 16 and 15 as to what I was going to play next. But as much as I hate 16, I don't regret playing it quite yet, and I do want to go back to play 15, but I might have to throw 4 in there right after this, because I want to fill in the rest of my knowledge. Because for as many people that say the remake trilogy, Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth, aren't real Final Fantasy, never throw that claim, or at least I don't see that about 16, okay, or even 15. But they want to say that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which is some of the best Final Fantasy content, full stop, gets hit with the not real Final Fantasy. Oh, because it's not turn-based, because that intrinsically is what Final Fantasy is. Spoiler, that hasn't been Final Fantasy in 25 fucking years. And one that's going to be making a comeback towards the end of this year, Final Fantasy Tactics, never gets hit with that not Final Fantasy moniker, and it is very much not a turn-based strategy game, is a turn-based strategy game, not a turn-based JRPG. So why are we not congruent on our values? If something's going to be under Final Fantasy, that's fine. I don't like those MMOs. It's not something that I play, but it's still a Final Fantasy game. All of those spin-offs, the Crystal Chronicles, your Dissidias, which I have all 3 of those as well, yes, including the PS4 one that eventually went free to play. I think I even still have a sealed copy of that. I don't care what form or shape that they take. The first 10 were all turn-based strategy. And the ones that I played, well, like a few of them, 8 notwithstanding. But since they moved to a more action-based system, they haven't been good. But for some of those games, it's not because of the mechanics. I think 12 is fine-ish for the way that it functions. It's just the character work sucks, and the script is garbage, and the plot makes no fucking sense. So yeah, what makes a Final Fantasy game a Final Fantasy game? Good characters, a compelling villain, excellent music. Another aspect of 16 that I haven't taken the opportunity to shit on. Unmemorable slop. God, I hate that game. Anyways, Final Fantasy hasn't been an overtly turn-based title in some time. You could argue 12, was the final game to embrace any proper turn-based elements. Not really. I would like 13's more of a turn-based game than 12 is. They're ever really gonna take it there. Since then, Square Enix has been focused on creating more engaging real-time action, and it's just culminated in the slop that 16 is. Oh, cool! You can junction on a different GF and it'll go ahead and give you different attributes. Fantastic stuff. Like, it takes all the worst lessons of all the previous iterations, but I digress. Okay, could the future Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest games be turn-based? Well, I sure hope so, man. Because it's something different that they could do, but also something else that you could learn from Clair Obscur is have good characters, have an interesting plot, make a fun world. How about that? Just do the stuff that made your series legendary to begin with. Because if we're going to keep it a buck, the turn-based elements of 6, 7, and 9, there wasn't much mechanical difference in any of those games. What makes them all a distinct and legendary in their own different respective lanes? Like, ooh, okay, like if I'm to just simply take those 3 games and rank their most appealing aspects, like 6 has the best characters. Yeah, probably. 7 has the best world, and 9 has the best music. Oh no, 9 probably has the best world. Best world and music. 7 probably has the best mechanics, like world mechanics, because it has a bunch of different traversing options. And then 6 has the best plot and characters. Yeah. Meanwhile, I can't tell you anything about 12 or 15's characters and 16. Like, I haven't even gotten into any of the side characters, but Jill is just one of the most useless tag-alongs that I've seen in my life. Like, as devoid of character as Clive is, like, Jill is like, hi, I have 25% of the character that Clive does, which doesn't bode well for especially the way that the story is going from here on out, which, oh boy. Anyways, Final Fantasy, yes. Purists would probably love a return to purely turn-based FF game. According to a translated post from Genki, one Square Enix investor is pushing for the company to return to its roots. At the Square Enix shareholders meeting, one investor said that he would like the new Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy games to be turn-based and highlighted Expedition 33's success as an example. Expedition 33, yes, has experienced massive success as a turn-based RPG. There's plenty of life left in the genre, and Square recognizes this. Square Enix responded that they are aware of Expedition 33 and believe that command-based RPGs are the origin of Square Enix. Yes, they are. They value the genre of command-based RPGs and plan to continue delivering such games in the future. Please, for the love of God, to actually take a risk, okay? Because you want to focus in, you want to hone in on recognizable IPs. That's what we learned, at the tail end of last year. You want to be focusing in on Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy, and probably Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts, from the ground up, is in fact your action-adventure game, okay? And I like and respect those games for what they are, and the 3 notwithstanding. But it's not like that game wasn't fun to play. It's just, once again, the character work in the world was fucking trash. By that point in time, everything got so convoluted. It's like you got the Keyblade, and the Keyblade. What are we even doing out here? Nomura, you need a leash on you, man. That's why you've succeeded so much, because don't let the Nomura hate and, him being too esoteric in his designs dissuade you from thinking that if he's not properly contained, like, he can do some amazing stuff. He was a part of that development team that made 6, Chrono Trigger, 7, 8, and I think a couple of other titles as well. Like, Nojima, Nomura, and Kojima, man. I know that they aren't going to be getting together, okay, and a lot of those guys are getting along in the tooth, and the last thing that they're all going to be working together on is Part 3 of Final Fantasy VII Remake. Hopefully they can go out on a high note, and perhaps Square Enix can learn from the success of something that took such great inspiration from its earlier titles, and not just make a turn-based RPG, but make a fucking good one that is worthy of your first 10 games in your wildly successful franchise. Take a risk, a calculated, proper risk. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.